Roar, growl, snarl, bellow.
Welcome to Paleobites, the podcast that's roarsome. Ugh. My name's Matthew Dahl, and each week I and a rotating series of guest co-hosts talk about and rate a genus of prehistoric animal, be it dinosaur, mammal, arthropod, and so on. This week I'm joined by someone who has a very interesting story to talk about with the state dinosaur from a particular state and how their campaign for it, which is what we're talking about. It's Jason Zolle, is that, or Zolle? Is that how you pronounce her?
Zolle.
Zolle. Jason Zolle, how are you?
Great. Thanks for having me here today.
Cool. Of course, happy to be here. Fun fact, you are the first co-host to have the same name. Actually, no, that's not true. There's another Matt that I had once. But you're one of the first co-hosts to have the same name as another co-host. Because I had a Jason before once. Jason Singleton. He was an author. It's a pretty common name, I guess.
Yeah, the 80s boys are all J names.
Yeah, that makes sense. And yeah, the 90s, I'm Matt, and that used to be very common for 90s kids. But nowadays, there's not a lot of Matts. There's not a lot of young Matts. Like I remember, I forget why. I think it was. I forget. This sounds horrible out of context. But let me specify. I was talking with these 4-year-olds when they were outside of. My friend and I were working out, and they were like waiting in line for some big class right in front of us. We're working out, and I forget how we brought up that my friend and I, when we were working out, we both said we were named Matt, and one of them overheard, and like, you guys are both named Matt. And I'm like, yep, we both have the same name. And one of the 4-year-olds was like, my dad's name is Matt, and I've never felt older in my life. Like,
oh, that's great.
You've told me that you don't know much about non-avian dinosaurs specifically, is how you phrase it, which I like that particular specifier of it. But that's okay. No, most of my hosts aren't. But you are really into avian dinosaurs, though.
Yeah, that's right. They're the easy ones to find these days.
Yeah. Because I think. Full disclosure, I think my dad introduced. You're an Audubon, right? You're in the Audubon program.
Exactly. Yeah. We co-led a couple trips together.
Yes, you know your birds, so you're a big birder.
Yeah, but I did see the new Jurassic World, so
Nice.
I'm up on the newest of.
You're up to date.
Eutenodon or something.
Yeah. I wish those were real raptors rather than weird dragon things, but I still thought they were kind of cool. But I like the movie overall, though. I thought it was very well directed. Not anything notable plot wise, but other than that, it was fine. It was really fun. I'd see it again if theaters weren't so expensive. So
Sure.
But yeah, so we're here to talk about specifically, though, your campaign to get Washington to have a state dinosaur. Can you talk us a little bit about that?
I guess I should start by correcting you. So I was not the campaigner of this.
Okay.
I was the nonpartisan legislative staff who got to draft the bill and then do the bill analysis for it and do all the kind of like behind the scenes technical stuff. But the campaign for the bill was actually a group of 4th graders.
Oh, nice. That's even cooler.
Yeah. So there's sort of a tradition in Washington, at least, where I worked for, I guess, 6 years, where, like in 4th grade, the kids like learn a little bit about state history and a little bit about state government and stuff like that. And one of the things that some of the teachers think is fun is that, the kids should like get involved in trying to pass a bill, right? They should like draft a bill or get a bill idea at least and, talk to the legislatures, and then they can do the whole lobbying thing and they can learn all about, how a bill becomes a law. And so that's sort of a thing that happens with every year there's a group of 4th graders and they want to do something usually that's like not very contentious.
Yeah.
So state symbols tend to be one of the easy things for them to all agree. They don't have to talk about politics and half the time.
For sure. Yeah.
So it was actually a group of 4th graders who contacted their representative, and they had done all the research. They figured out what the symbols were that we already had in Washington, and then what would be a good other one.
Okay.
And they decided state dinosaur was the one.
Yes.
That was the one to do. So.
I looked at it more. So it's informally called Suciasaurus Rex.
I think they pronounce it Susha, but
Suciasaurus, yeah.
I pronounced it wrong. And
Yeah, it's a theropod, yeah, tyrannosaur possibly. So that's what we'll call this episode, Suciasaurus Rex, the state dinosaur of Washington, and
that's the name, yeah.
and I'll have little quotation marks to specify that it is an informal name. So
Sure.
because it's not been officially yet. So yeah, because it says like prompted by petition from students at an elementary school at Parkland near Tacoma, the Washington State Legislature introduced a bill in 2019 to make it the official state dinosaur. A renewed push came in 2021 that says though House Republicans like Minority Leader J.T. Wilcox called it low priority versus the ongoing COVID-19 pandemic, which in terms of COVID I get, but on the other hand it's still kind of sad. But at least it passed in 2023, so
That's right. Yeah, it's like I think four active years of doing something. When it came in 2019, it was too late to do anything. But yeah, four years of work, and then they got it. Yeah, it's interesting. The state symbols are always really kind of a fun. So I did mostly election law and campaign finance and public records.
oh, that makes sense. So you didn't spearhead this. I kind of was led to believe you were like, hey, let's do this, and then
Yeah, no.
the fourth graders were the ones that did that.
Technically neutral about everything as an
okay.
honest person. But part of my committee was doing the state symbols bills when they came through, and it was always interesting because yeah, you'd hear some people complain that they were low priority. There were some complaints about this one actually, because some people said, it's too soon. This was the first fossil ever found in Washington.
Right. I'm looking into that for sure right now. Yeah.
They didn't even know which dinosaur it was. So some people were like, well, what if they figure out later what dinosaur it actually is, or what if they find another dinosaur later? Like maybe we should wait.
Yeah, like I can kind of get that because I've never heard of a lot of in Washington. Like what geological flayers are there even? Like I don't know. It's weird. I've never heard of any. Yeah, maybe it's because it's so wet there. The sediments don't work well. Is that it? I don't know. Like
yeah, the explanation I read as to why they don't find more fossils is because of all the volcanic uplift and stuff.
Oh, that makes sense. That's right. Yeah, so all the terrain is really new. Maybe there's some like deep underground, but like
yeah, just too far to get to. And then the part that I think would be best for it is like just already built up, right? They're not going to like go digging in the middle of Tacoma.
Right. So normally for this show, we do like stats, like the type, the size, the diet, whatever. And we can do a limited version of that here, but like we can't do it fully. Suciasaurus Rex, what is the Sucia named after? Do you know? Oh, Sucia Island State Park.
Island State Park, yeah.
Okay, so that's what it means. So type, we think it is a tyrannosaur, like really just Daspletosaurus and the like, Gorgosaurus.
Daspletosaurus is what they compared it to in one of the papers.
Yeah, that makes sense. Which means frightening lizard. That's a fun one. So size, we have no idea. Based on I guess not. The piece they found was 17 inches. Yeah, it's a partial left thigh bone. So it's got to be maybe like I think 25 feet long at the shortest, based on like if they compare it to Daspletosaurus, it's probably about 30 feet long. So. Yeah. So let's just say that.
It's still pretty big. I won't want to meet it.
Oh, yeah. And in fact, I've often said on this show that I'd rather I'd rather run into a Tyrannosaurus than something that's slightly smaller, because we're so small compared to a Tyrannosaurus that I don't know if we'd be worth the effort to eat, because the nutrients to eat someone like Trump, it's not worth it for us puny humans. So if you have a slightly smaller predator, it's maybe more likely to eat us.
Yeah, that's fair.
So anyways, so diet, it's a carnivore if it's a tyrannosaur, which makes sense. So time, it's the Late Cretaceous, approximately 80 million years ago.
That was the number I was told.
Yeah, so before T-Rex, and a little bit before Daspletosaurus too, I believe, but not after quite a few of the early tyrannosaurs like Utyrannus and the like. So location, Washington. Described, I guess, not yet. Technically, it's not. So NA. Pop culture appearances, I guess the only the legislature in Washington D.C., not Washington D.C., the Washington State, is the only pop culture appearance.
Yeah, there's a children's book about it now that you can buy at the.
Ooh, never mind. The pop culture appearance is the children's book.
Yeah.
There we go. Pop culture appearance. There we go. Okay, we did the stats. Cool. Yeah. So one thing I wanted to ask you for this is, what does having a state dinosaur do?
Yeah, it's an interesting question. I don't really know an answer to it. So, like, Yeah, so like a lot of the state symbols bills that we did, a lot of them, it's all about like shared culture, right? And the idea is
Right.
we're supposed to be proud of this as Washingtonians. But what I found was that a lot of them were uh, poorly disguised attempts at drumming up economic activity.
That's what I was thinking. It was like so more funds can be put into studying it or something. Or
Well,
like,
so the one that I'm like the one that I like worked on the most, that was the most contentious. This one wasn't contentious. It was just like there wasn't a lot of interest,
mm-hmm.
and they finally were like, these kids are in 8th grade. You got to pass this before they graduate.
Right.
But there was one for a state clam.
Mm-hmm. Oh, state clam.
I know, right? So exciting, right? And you think like, why do we need a state clam? What does this do for our like culture? But
Well, like if you eat the clam, I guess maybe people be more likely to go to restaurants like it's serving the state clam. I don't know.
well, so yeah, so it came out of these two legislators from Aberdeen, Washington, which is on the coast. Which, like, if you're familiar with like Kurt Cobain and Nirvana,
Yeah.
it's known for being kind of an economically depressed area.
Oh, interesting. Okay, so yeah, like anything to get the funds for it. Yeah,
It was one of the last districts that was actually like split between have one Republican and one Democrat representing them.
Oh wow.
Kind of as that shift, from like blue collar being Democrats. Anyway, so they got together and they're like, if we have a state clam and it's a Pacific razor clam, people go clamming a lot and they go clamming out there on the beach and they think, like, oh, if there's a bunch of articles in the newspaper about the Pacific razor clam and clamming, then people are going to think, oh, it's Saturday, I'm going to go take my kids out to the beach and we're going to go clamming. And, when they go clamming in Aberdeen, they, eat at a restaurant and they put gas in their car and they stay in a hotel maybe. And
Yeah, it's like they're there to see the state clam, then they spend money in the economy. Yeah, that makes sense.
Right,
It kind of reminds me of like, was it like the Kung Fu Panda thing where you don't like the secret sauce where it's like, or the special sauce where it's like there's no secret ingredient to it. You don't need to actually be special for people to believe it to be. So that's the metaphor I'm making here. Like if people just believe it's special, then it is special. So that's that, and so therefore they come in and spend more money for it because like this is the special one.
Right, exactly. Everybody's talking about it. It's in the Seattle Times.
Yeah. So it's just that kind of sort of faux publicity, or not even faux publicity, but like faux scarcity almost in a weird way.
Sure. Well, what was interesting was that then I think so there was backlash to that from all these people who were like, well, sure, if we have a state clam, that's fine. But there was then this like alternate push for it to be the gooey duck.
Oh, I know the gooey duck. I love it. It's so weird.
Right, exactly. And that was it. It was like all these like Seattle hipsters were like, wait, if we have a state clam, it should be like this quirky Pacific Northwest.
Is the gooey duck anywhere else other than Washington though? Because if it's not,
it is on the West Coast also, but it's much more endemic than
the gooey duck is far more famous for sure. So
exactly, and so then it became kind of this like, it almost became this like partisan thing, right? Where like all these like very progressive
Democrats wanted clam, Republicans wanted gooey duck or something like that.
Yeah, the other way exactly. But
okay,
yeah. But it was really interesting because I think it gets to your question. There was like sort of no like shared agreement as to like why we would have a state clam in the first place. And so
that is interesting.
Contentious, and it ended up dying, and people kept wanting to bring it back, and then it did turn into. I'm going to say this is an opinion because if it's not, someone's going to sue me for defamation. But
of course. Well, don't worry. This whole show is like, it's there's a lot of ridiculous stuff said, so don't worry. You should be in the clear, but yeah, of course. So
this guy wrote a book then about Pacific razor clams, and then wanted to make it. Then it, like he was the one pushing it every year to make the razor clam so that he could sell more of his book. Right?
Okay. It makes sense. It's like I guess. Yeah, I guess. Oh, yeah, that makes sense. In terms of like the state dinosaur, like, if it's the state dinosaur, then we can have books written about the state dinosaur that can be sold for the state dinosaur and get people like So it's like economic is really the big benefactor to having a state dinosaur.
For the dinosaurs, I think it was just 4th graders wanted to do something quirky.
I mean, I get that. Kids love dinosaurs, so.
There was one also geology related, but there's
the slightly less cool younger brother of paleontology.
Well, there's this gem called Ellensburg blue agate, which is really pretty, and it's found in only central Washington. And so the same kind of thing, like someone was like, "Oh, this should be the state gem," and then people will come out to Ellensburg and they'll go to the museum and the thing that was the problem was that Washington already had a state gem.
Oh, yeah, it's kind of hard to probably usurp that. So
So it was the state gem was petrified wood, which, to be fair, is not a
that's
great,
not a gem. Like
yeah,
that should be the state
right?
tree or something.
And we already had a state fossil, which is also that was one of the other things about the dinosaur people.
Oh, so there's a difference between state fossil and state dinosaur. Oh, interesting. So yeah,
State fossil is Columbian mammoth.
oh, that makes sense. Yeah, I do like the Columbian mammoth.
They decided they were going to do this whole this three-way trade. So the bill would have made the mammoth would have been the state vertebrate fossil, and then petrified wood would have become the state vegetative fossil.
Okay.
Also, that Ellensburg blue agate could be the state gem.
And I guess the Suciasaurus Rex isn't a vertebrate. I guess like it's a weird squid dinosaur.
Yeah. Well, the gist was it didn't go anywhere, but it was kind of interesting. Like, wow, you guys really want to do this state symbol thing?
I mean, hey, sometimes just the power of wanting it is enough, and I guess that proved when it eventually passed in 2023. So. That's pretty cool. Well, at the end of each episode of the show, we rate the creature 1 out of 65 million.
Oh my gosh.
Just for fun. I'm going to give this like 15 million, mainly just for the story behind it. On its own, from what it is, it seems like just a Daspletosaurus, but as the story behind these fourth graders wanting it to be state dinosaur and going through stubborn politicians to be like, yeah, they were able to do it. That's pretty funny. So 15 million for me, but so not a great score, but respectable.
I got to hold the cast, and that was the most exciting.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
That was
worth like a photo.
That was worth 50 million stars in my book.
Okay, makes sense. That sounds cool. Cool. Well, thank you so much for joining us, Jason.
Yeah, of course.
Talking about this for a little bit. But yeah, that's it for this week. If you want to get a hold of the show, you can contact me at palebytespodcast@gmail.com or at palebytespodcast on Instagram or Blue Sky. Where can they find you if you'd like people to see anything, if you want people to find you? If you don't have to, I can say it out.
Yeah, I don't really have like a social media presence. So.
That's smart of you. like that. It's better off.
Unpopular of me, but yeah.
I know, but no, it's like a lot of us are too far gone. But like people who are on social media tend to be less stressed and like less angry, less doom scrolly. So no, let's keep it that way. You don't fall into the temptation of getting social media. So, but that's it for this week, though. Thank you so much, and we'll see you next time. Bye.
Thanks for listening. If you want to further support the show, you should subscribe to my Patreon at patreon.com/MatthewDonald, where you can get ad-free episodes and you can get the raw, unedited episodes. So go and check it out at patreon.com/MatthewDonald. Thank you so much for listening and have a good day. Chomp.